Hello everyone, and welcome to our craft video for today. This is the first week that Rustington has had a live stream of its services, so we're having a slightly separate craft video. Of course you can watch both, and the craft this week is inspired by the Bible verse which is in the service, which is John 10 verses 11 to 18. I wonder if you recognise the characters on the screen. These are the sheep and one of the shepherds that we had in our animation. And if you don't recognise them but would like to see our stop frame animation that we did at Christmas, then there is still a link to that on the YouTube page. The Bible refers to sheep and shepherds in lots of different places. In the Old Testament, Jacob's family, including his son David, were shepherds. And in the New Testament, shepherds and sheep were quite an important part of the Christmas story, being some of those who were invited to go and see Jesus when he was a baby, having been born in the stable. In the reading today, Jesus talks about how he is a shepherd himself. He tells us that he's the good shepherd and that he is going to lay down his life for his sheep. Our craft today, we're going to make a shepherd's crook, which is this shape. You probably recognise the idea that shepherds carry a crook or a stick with a curve on the top. It's something that they use to help protect the sheep sometimes, or guide the sheep and give them a nudge in the right direction. Sometimes they might even hook it around a sheep's neck to rescue them from a ditch. So we're going to make our crook whilst we think about our Bible reading. It's going to end up looking like this. So for this craft you're going to need a piece of white paper, a cereal box and a pen. And the first thing to do is to draw the shape of a shepherd's crook. You might just decide to do a straight stick on the cardboard and then with a pair of scissors cut it out. So I've made mine already. The next thing you're going to need is some wool. So for this one, I used a multicoloured wool. For the one I'm going to show you, I've rolled up lots of different coloured scraps of wool to make a rainbow. You're also going to need some sticky tape. And what we're going to do is wrap our wool around the cardboard, really just to make it look a bit more interesting. But as we do, it's something that we can use as a prayer activity. So we could just sit and say some prayers, thinking about people, or we might want to sit and listen to God. Something that you could try would be to get somebody to read you the Bible verse whilst you're doing the craft. And then you can see which bits of the Bible verse jump out as being important or interesting for you. So what we're going to do is use a piece of sticky tape and attach the wool to the bottom of the crook. And then we're just going to wrap the wool all the way around here until we get to the bottom. Here we go. As you see, it gets a bit fiddly towards the end. We're just going to use a piece of tape and stick the loose end at the bottom, at the back. And I'll trim off the little extra piece. So there we have our shepherd's crook. And what we're going to do is just add a few little bits. So as I said, you might have been listening to the Bible reading and thinking about which bits particularly mean something to you at the moment. So that's what I've done, and I've written down some of those bits of the Bible verse that I think I'd like to remember. And I'm going to stick them with some glue onto my decorated shepherd's crook. So these are the ones that I've had some help to write out. So Jesus is the Good Shepherd. Jesus lays down his life for us. When he says he's the Good Shepherd, he means that we're his sheep, we're his flock who follow him. He knows us, and we should listen to his voice. And then on my other shepherd's crook, I was thinking about another place in the Bible where it talks about a shepherd, and that's in Psalm 23, which is the one that says, "The Lord is my shepherd." I've written some of those verses. You might find that you can tuck them into the wool. Or it might be easier just to glue them. And there's our craft for today. I hope you have a lovely day, everyone. Bye bye for now.